spooks, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can achieve this Wendigo makeup look from Until Dawn, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Hey guys, how's it Wendigoing? Get it? Okay, well anyway, we're going to be starting off by creating our fake teeth, and for this you're going to be using polymorph plastic. Basically, what you're going to do with this is you're going to heat it up in boiling water. The plastic is going to turn clear when it's ready to mold. So I'm going to be applying some red food coloring to it just to give it that kind of gummy look, and I'm going to be molding it to my top and bottom teeth. So I'm basically going to be putting it on my teeth, folding it in, and waiting for it to harden. This is how it looks when it hardens. It should become opaque, and you're going to be doing the same exact thing to your bottom teeth as well. Now, just keep in mind, you're going to have to make sure the water stays hot, otherwise the plastic in the bowl will just dry up and you just have to reboil it in order to get it back to its liquefied form. Next, we're going to be creating the individual teeth. For this, I'm just heating up the plastic again using a hairdryer. However, if you have non-toxic super glue, I would recommend using that because it actually helps stay on better, and the hairdryer honestly is kind of difficult to work with. Then you just want to make sure to try both teeth on to make sure that they fit properly in your mouth and that it isn't too uncomfortable. Taking my tooth lacquer palette, I'm then going to be taking tobacco and coffee stain and just applying that onto the teeth to make them look more dirty and realistic. Because I know I'm going to be using a lot of latex, I decided to add my skin saver all over my face and body just to serve as a protective barrier for my skin. Next, I'm going to be taking my Elmer's washable glue stick and I'm just going to be swooping that through my eyebrows, brushing them up when they're tacky, and setting them with my Airspun translucent powder. And I'm just going to be repeating this process over and over for about 2 to 3 steps before I continue forward. Next, I'm going to be combing my hair back, trying to keep it as tight to my head as possible because we are then going to be applying our bald cap. So before I do anything, I'm going to be trying the bald cap on, cutting off a little bit of the excess edges that I know for sure I'm not going to use. I also decided to cut out the ear holes now, but you can definitely wait to do that until after you've glued it down. Taking my gaff quat, I'm then going to be taking a tongue depressor and slicking that through the roots of my hair. This is going to help slick it and serve as a gel. Next, I'm just going to be pulling on the bald cap, making sure it fits properly, getting it adjusted correctly. Then I'm going to be taking my Prosaid and I'm going to be applying that with a Q-tip just to the very center of the forehead, and we're going to stick that part down first. I'm then going to slowly work around the part of my face, so I'm going to be bringing this over to my temples, sticking it down as well, and bringing it to my other temples as well. Next, I'm going to be cutting off some of the excess that I know I'm not going to need and or glue down. Once that is complete, I'm going to be mixing my Cabosil with some Prosaid. This is going to create Bondo, and I'm going to be applying this in the crease between the bald cap and my skin. What this is going to do is this is going to create a ramp and help it look more natural and blended into the skin. Next, I'm going to be taking my Graftobian Pro Paint and White Swan and applying that over the eyebrows first, just to make sure that they are completely opaque and that I can't still see my eyebrows through them. And then I'm going to move forward with applying it all over my face and bald cap. You also want to make sure to bring it down to your neck, chest, and shoulders as well. Taking my Graftobian Pro Paint in Graveyard Gray, I'm then going to be stippling that through the mouth to really break up the paint around there and all over the rest of the body, just to create that really dirty, decaying look. Taking my Graftobian Pro Paint in Fuzzy Bear Brown, I am also going to be applying that over the same areas as well to once again make it look like mud and make it look a lot more dirty. Taking my Ben Nye clear latex and some tissues, I'm going to be separating the tissues and ripping off the edges so that there are no harsh lines, and I'm going to be stippling the latex onto my face, applying the tissues over top and stippling more latex on over it, and just following this process throughout the whole look. You really want to make sure to get all of the wrinkles as prominent in this look as possible because the Wendigos in the video game do have very wrinkled, decaying, dead, saggy skin, and so you really want to bring that out as much as possible. You are also going to want to make sure that you apply latex and tissue to your ears because a big tell in the makeup industry of something not being real or authentic or knowing that it's makeup is a lot of times artists will forget to blend to the ears as well. So just make sure that you apply your cotton and latex on your ears as well. Speaking of cotton, we're now going to be creating the gill-like things that the Wendigos have on the sides of their face, the really big tendons / wrinkles. So you're going to be following the same steps that you do with the tissue and just using the cotton instead, making sure to seal that with the latex afterwards. You're also going to be using the cotton to break up the texture of the tissues so that you have more realistic texture, so it's not just wrinkles everywhere. You're gonna have a little bit of what's gonna look like fake hair coming out of the Wendigo, places where hair is dead, skin is sagging, just lots of different textures going on. Oh, and here I am working on the ears. Like I said, the ears are incredibly important because if you have a Wendigo with wrinkled skin everywhere and then perfectly clean, polished ears, it's gonna look off. So definitely make sure that you're adding the tissues and kind of making them look all chunky and flaky and bleh. Taking my Marrow in Paradise paint in black, I am then going to start by stippling that on with my sponge around the mouth. The mouth is where I found the Wendigo has the most decay going on. I'm assuming because they're cannibals and start eating each other and humans, so that place is especially rotted, and you just want to blend that around your head and body as well. I'm then going to be taking my purple from my Ben Nye Bruise Wheel and applying that around the eye. What is really great about this is that this is a grease paint, so you don't have to worry about this getting in your eye or stinging like alcohol paints do. So I'm just smudging that all around my eye, trying to keep it very messy, stippling it out around the edges. Next, I will be taking my Morphe 35B palette, mixing these two purples together, and I'm going to be using this as the shadows for the wrinkle / gills / unidentified things that are happening, and we're also going to be applying that around the mouth as well. Taking my Graftobian Pro Paint in Eggplant, I'm then going to be stippling this around the body. I really wanted to bring out more of the purple tones that the Wendigo has. Mind you, in the video game, the entire game, it has blue and purple undertones to that, so I was trying to translate that into real life as much as possible. I'm also going to be deepening up the eye sockets, taking some black body paint from earlier and sticking that in as well. I'm also doing around the mouth, and if you noticed, I don't think I mentioned it earlier, I was stretching my mouth while I was applying the latex to make sure that I could move and make that grotesque screaming face that the Wendigos do. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew to stretch out your face so it kind of lifts up the latex on the edges, and then you're just going to fill in with the black body paint. I'm also going to be contouring the nostrils of my nose. This is going to make them look like they're flared out and that we're snarling. So we just have that all around angry face, and you want to accentuate the wrinkles around your nose as well. Something I noticed later on in the makeup is that one of the reference photos for the Wendigo has a huge vein in its forehead, so I decided to replicate that because I felt like the forehead was missing something and it was just a little too flat for my liking, so I just took the cotton and latex and built up a vein. I'm then going to be taking my L'Oreal So Kiss Me liner in black, and I'm going to be tightlining my lower waterline just so we can really close off those eyes. Then I'm going to be taking my black eyeshadow and contouring the vein so it stands out more and looks like it's blended in with the skin. I also wanted to accentuate how skinny this Wendigo is, so I decided to take the black body paint on a sponge and try and bring out the temples a little bit more and the cheekbones, just so we can really show how decrepit and famished that this Wendigo is. I'm also going to be bringing that onto my collarbone and neck just to try and slim those down. Taking my black body paint again, I'm going to be lightly creating the wrinkles on my forehead. I'm not too worried about going over the vein or anything because typically if you had wrinkles on your forehead, veins or not, you would still be able to see them. And I'm also going to be lightly creating the sparse eyebrows that the Wendigo has. I just decided to use a pencil and just lightly create them. I didn't really want to go too far out into actually really trying to make them look like hair because they look like brows either way. I'm then going to be taking my Ben Nye Dark Blood and stippling that around the mouth as if the Wendigo has just been eating or it's been eating for a few years. And I'm also going to be stippling that around the nose, forehead, and around one of my collarbones as well. Because if let's be real, if you're eating something, it's not just going to be on one part of your body, it's kind of going to have gotten everywhere. Plus, the Wendigo is likely wounded from a few quarrels with deer or a squirrel or something, or maybe, the hunter with the flamethrower. I don't know. They're injured somehow. And that is the completed look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below what video you'd like to see next. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my Halloween videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!